Well, guys, here she is, finally. My talking mother goose. Finally repaired fully and working and cleaned and spruced up. It's a gorgeous night. Got my window open. Very, very cool night. Breezy. And here's Missy, fully functional. Her bonnet's clean, her bow's clean. Here's her tag. This is actually a copy. This is not the original tag. The original was all dirty and filthy and kind of bent a little bit. It was all ripped, not ripped, but it was actually all like shriveled and I what I did was I laminated it and made a photocopy of it on my copier and just designed it. Gave her a little stretchy string, and that's why you could see the string on the copy part right here, because this is not the original paper that came with it. But it looks better than what she had on. Trust me. And here's her storybook and tape. The storybook didn't come with her. I actually had to order that because when I found her, I didn't, she didn't come with the storybook. She just came with the tape. But yeah, look. She's all cleaned up, all sewed back together. And I had to paint her fabric, paint her fur here, because it was all discolored with brown from the rust of the battery acid, and there was no way I could get it out, so I painted it with fabric paint. This is a little solid here. It's I know it looks kind of ugly, but I figured this is her wing's going to cover it, so you can't really see it. And her battery pack, I managed to get it finally tight without having it to pop open, because the lid kept popping open. And what I did was I covered her old rusty tabs and used exhaust tape, really thick exhaust tape over it, which works great actually. Which it's so much better than aluminum foil. Trust me. You definitely never want to use aluminum foil because it's a really cheap fix. But this exhaust tape is really, really good. And I had some left over from 4 years ago when I had a hole on my exhaust pipe from my car. And after I got it repaired, I didn't realize I still had more of this. So I cut a few tabs off it. And because they were so rusted so badly, she couldn't even stay on when I had them. But it's sealed tightly, really. It's really, really sealed there tightly, and it will stay on. It won't pop off. And here's her. Take out her batteries for a second. I cleaned out a lot of the battery acid from her compartment. It looks a lot better than it did. Her tabs are still pretty decent shape. Okay, I'll put this is Everready Gold batteries that I use. I use this on my Teddy Ruxpin. They work great. So I'll put her batteries back on. Wrong side. Her sides of the battery are actually right on top of here. She could see from left to right, minus, plus, minus, plus. There. minus, plus, minus, plus. And I gave her a couple of feet on the bottom of her tabs so that they wouldn't pop off because it wasn't sticking properly when I closed the door. So now that I closed the door, battery compartment, it stays right on. It won't pop off anymore. So there she is. And I got everything fully functioned. Her eyes, her beak, and her neck turns now. Her eyes blink, her mouth moves. Here's our tape player. The eject button works now. Sewed her back up. Now I'm going to give you guys honest, advice. If you ever have to take apart your Mother Goose, there's seam lines here and here. A lot of people, well, normally I did take off her fur completely because she needed a wash really bad and she smelled really bad though, but I did have to remove her fur entirely and throw it in the wash. And her rosy red cheeks, I did that with a red color pencil and gave it a light blush on it. And there's her eyelids. They're not the best looking eyelids, but they're, hey, there's something. Her inner pieces and her beak on her top is put back together. This actually popped off and I glued it back in. But yeah, when you ever have to repair her servo motors, the best thing to do is just go from this part of her seam right here. There's a middle one. I would just puncture that with a knife and then go from up here all the way through the line, and then it goes right to her head up here. It goes right to her head up here, and then you could undo it, unfold it, and then you could get to her servo motors easily. When it stops here, there's a faceplate that's screwed right on the face. You gotta undo 3 screws, actually 2 screws I think here, and then there's another screw on the bottom under her chin. And then once you remove those screws, then you have to gently pull back her foam because she's got a foam piece here, and then just pull the faceplate along with her fur. And there's a snap on the bottom of her chin, like you don't want to do too rough or else you're going to break the snap on her chin. But once you pull this back, the snap should pop off gently. And I took her whole fur face off her face, especially with the faceplate, because I wanted to wash that too, because she had a little bit of discoloration when I first took her apart. I mean, she was really, really discolored from inside. But look at her. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate her, finally. Show you how well she works now. Okay, Mother Goose. She turns on.
To tell a story, a tale of fable, of rhyme or two.
Her playback's a little slow, but it's okay. She still plays well. I could fix that later on.
Away.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep her. I may sell her, but I'm glad of the outcome I did with the work of her, on her I did. I think it's a success.
Hello, I'm Mother Goose. How are you, dear? I have so many wonderful stories to tell you. One of my favorites is about a distant cousin of mine. It's called...
Okay, I'll shut her off now. And that's it. A talking Mother Goose from Worlds of Wonder. First generation. Fully repaired and working fully. All complete. Thanks, guys.